Every single day I don't have to set an alarm clock. I wake up excited for something new every single day. And it's just like, I feel so blessed every day to call this my job. It's simply a passion that I would do for free. When you have something that can be interpreted so many different ways, I mean, it has to be a form of art. So I'm not gonna call myself an artist, but beer is definitely a form of art. First home brewing experience, college, broke college kid, just trying to like scramble some pieces of equipment together. I'll never forget, my mom was coming to visit. I got home to her crying. Breaking Bad was like at the height of its like career at that point, you know, and she thought that I was making meth. And I just had to show her, like, no mom, look, this is beer. Like, I showed her my closet and she was so joyous. Even when I graduated college, she wasn't as happy as she was to find out that that was beer. You can literally give 1,000 brewers the same exact ingredients and tell them to go, even on the same brew house, and you're gonna get 1,000 different beers. The way that you interpret every single recipe is so different between artist to artist, or, you know, brewer to brewer, that it's amazing. I think recipe formulation is like mysterious to some people. In reality, I'm kind of winging it. I'm kind of winging all this. I'm a very ad-lib kind of brewer. I'm a feel brewer. I'm still pen and paper kind of guy. I'm not smart enough to over-science beer, and I think that's kind of like, it's kind of a plus. Beer is primarily made up of 4 ingredients. You've got water, you've got hops, you've got barley, and then you've got yeast. And there's a German purity law called the Reinheitsgebot. And I'm not like a traditionalist by any means. I don't stick to that, but I definitely think that it is like the foundation of beer, and you don't need to stray too far from it. We work on a 10-barrel brew house. It's a 3-vessel brew house, so we've got a mash tun, which is like the initial process of where the crushed grain and water interact for the first time.
This is mainly what brewing is. It's a lot of hurry up and wait. It's a lot of monitoring.
Then we run over to a lauter tun, which is where we actually extract sugars. We rinse the grains of any residual sugars that we're gonna have, and it's really where wort is made. And wort is just unfermented beer.
168 degrees is where like sugar conversion stops, so that's what temperature we're adding the water at. And it's a process that's really just trying to extract any residual sugars that we have.
And then we run over to a boil kettle, which is typically used for like a 60 to 90 minute boil. So we'll do hop additions, and sometimes you do some flavor additions as well in there, but it's primarily for sterilization and hop utilization.
So that's a wrap. That's a typical brew day. Everything went pretty smoothly. So what we'll do is we'll continue to monitor the fermentation. We'll come in tomorrow. Hopefully we see some visible signs of activity of some healthy yeast and fermentation.
Probably the most important thing to give a brewer is autonomy. And it's blown me away, like the amount of autonomy that I have here and the amount of trust that they've really put into me. And they really trust me to put out a good tap list and to put out good beer. And they haven't even given me so much as a recommendation. Part of the allure to come here was to like see where this unfolded, see how it went, because after meeting with Tom Pashley, who's the president of Pinehurst, he is very, he's forward thinking. And I think we see a lot of the same visions, and it was gonna be a local neighborhood brew pub, which was something that like I really fell in love with. Just the idea of the local watering hole. And This gave me the opportunity to really see a product from start to finish with my two hands. Pinehurst, we're pioneers in this kind of model, offering something more unique than, just a restaurant, just a bar for their patrons to enjoy after a round of golf. I don't think anybody would be telling you the truth if they didn't look you in the eye and tell you that this place has surprised a lot of people. In this industry, in this time right now, innovation has never been more important. I mean, the quickest way to move backwards is to stand still. And the second that you think that you've got a product that's gonna last a lifetime, that's the second you start moving backwards.